Hi there and welcome. We're back and we're talking today about restoring our hormones to youthful levels. And yes, I still climb trees. One of my favorite things to do. So the benefits of restoring hormones comes in two different levels. The first level is direct benefits, restoring hormones directly. That's the larger words here. Restore your hormones, direct result. The smaller words out here are the secondary benefits. So let's take a look at what that means in a smaller group at a time. So restored hormones decrease hot flashes, increase our energy, improve our sleep, and improve our weight loss ability. And then as a secondary benefit, those things that are directly related to restoring your hormones are happening as well. So as these occur, we have increased motivation and productivity. We feel happier and our family's happier and our boss is happier. So we make more money and we have more confidence and we feel sexier. So let's look at the next section. Our muscle loss decreases. That gives us stronger bones, plus just restored hormones in and of itself gives us stronger bones. Also stronger cartilage. So therefore we have decreased arthritis and decreased pain. How about a healthier vagina? Our healthier vagina gives us more sex and a happier partner, and we're happier too. How about the next little section? We have decreased urinary leakage and decreased UTIs. We have, which is urinary tract infections. We have decreased insulin resistance and therefore our decreased risk of diabetes, decreased risk of heart disease, decreased risk of inflammation, and therefore decreased colon cancer. And did you know that as a direct effect of restored hormones, we actually have decreased risk of colon cancer directly by restoring our hormones. And you may also know that directly restoring our hormones improves our good cholesterol, decreases our bad cholesterol, and that's another way that we have decreased risk of heart disease. Okay, and we have improved brain protection directly from restoring our hormones. We have improved estrogen balance with the progesterone, which is called decreasing our estrogen dominance. And that improves our memory with brain protection and decreases our risk of breast cancer with balancing our estrogen with progesterone and decreases uterine fibroids. Also directly with restored hormones, we have decreased urinary leakage and decreased risks and numbers of urinary tract infections. All right, so premenopausally, which can be 10 years, 15 years before we actually stop our periods and go through menopause, we want to focus on balancing our progesterone to estrogen ratio, which will improve our estrogen dominance issue that happens after around age 35. And this slide actually shows that as progesterone declines, it declines at a much faster rate than the estrogen. So here is age 50, and the difference between the estrogen and progesterone is much greater than the difference up here at age 35. So what this graph shows us is that our progesterone is declining faster than our estrogen, and that's what gives us estrogen dominance, and that's what we don't want. Also, if you start early, you correct this estrogen dominance with progesterone, you can literally sail through menopause. Many women who start progesterone early while they have progesterone imbalance with estrogen never have a hot flash. They may want to restore their estrogen, like me, I do. I believe that restoring my estrogen gives me so many benefits, like we were showing you earlier. But if you start with just progesterone, you may never have a hot flash. So perimenopause, which is that time around menopause, it could be about 3 years before, it could be 5 years before menopause. Women are a little bit different. And during menopause, the focus is to restore the hormones to more youthful levels. So my focus is to encourage 30-year-old hormone levels because that's when we feel best. And so not only does that help us feel more alive and rejuvenated, it also decreases our risk of heart disease and osteoporosis and diabetes, dementia, and breast and colon cancer. Now, 10 years after menopause, we're still a little unsure. We don't really know because there's never been any studies that have told us what happens 10 years after menopause if you're still supplementing. However, we do have 40 years of observational studies that indicate that if you start early with restoring your hormones, you will still have the benefits of restored hormones long after the 10 years. Now, the research is questionable about when to start hormone therapy if you wait too long. If you wait 10 years past menopause, the research is indicating you shouldn't start therapy. It should be it should be before menopause to prevent estrogen dominance and smooth sailing on, but do not start 10 years beyond menopause. That's where the research is showing don't do that. So prevention works. We know that it has always worked. But here's the interesting part, and you're gonna really like this because this is where I tell you how I really feel. Conventional medical doctors, I was trained conventionally, are told do not supplement hormones for the prevention of heart disease, osteoporosis, or dementia. We are told that, it's in quotations. But use hormone replacement therapy for the treatment of heart disease and osteoporosis. Why? Well, let's go to this for just a minute. I find this really interesting because I took it right off the internet from Healthline. Healthline is a website that we commonly see right up front when we Google something. And I don't know who wrote this, but I can tell you she was too young to be near menopause. But it says symptoms begin years before menopause. That's very good. You can have your regular menstruation, hot flashes, and she describes that well. Sleep disturbances, making it hard to sleep. Vaginal discomfort, causing minor discomfort. So sexual intercourse may be uncomfortable. Urinary incontinence, you might lose a drop or two. Mood swings and changes, and metabolism changes. All the things that we've been talking about, your metabolism goes down. Some pictures. So we've got the vagina that I'll have to say, I would say that a baseball bat with barbed wire wrapped around it is kind of what it really feels like when your vagina is dry and thin. So I wouldn't exactly call that minor discomfort. So here's, and I would have to say the urinary incontinence drip or two. You ladies out there have had any of that, you know that a drip or two would be enjoyed. We would love that, right? Okay, so we can treat these symptoms with hormone replacement therapy, but we should not use it as a prevention. Not really sure what that means. Okay, so here's some more on that same website. So reaching menopause means things are changing and the risk of certain conditions are higher. But wait, no need to worry. No need to worry, but you should be aware of signs and symptoms. Okay, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, urinary tract infections. So go get your checkups. Well, I can tell you that anti-aging physicians are not sleeping with the enemy. We use hormone replacement therapy for prevention. Now, in 2013, I really liked this because the Office of Public Affairs and Communications at Yale University, Dr. Sorrell, he's OB-GYN department, came out with an article published in the American Journal of Public Health, and it was titled "The Mortality Toll of Estrogen Avoidance." And in the article, he talked about how 50,000 women have lost their lives due to the fact that they were not on hormone replacement therapy. We also know that bone loss occurs fastest between that perimenopausal time, about 3 to 5 years before menopause and 3 years after, as much as 20% bone loss. Yikes. So why aren't doctors taught bioidentical hormones in medical school? Why do we have to go on and do so much more training? They're simple, they're clear-cut, they're very inexpensive compared to big pharmaceutical drugs. They're safer, gentler, they provide prevention. Why aren't we taught that? I'd say it's more than meets the eye. So I put this slide back up. I want you to take a look at this, the benefits of restoring hormones to healthy physiologic levels. And that is my focus, 30-year-old levels. Coming up next, I will love to be sharing with you what this means to you with the word life. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, okay? And thanks so much for being here. Bye-bye.